Hey, thank you for spending part of your day with us today. I'm Lou-Ann Fulmer here with Andrew McNair of Swan Capital. Gone are the days when retirees could rely heavily on a substantial external support like Social Security or a pension, right? Today, pensions are a fading memory. I mean, if you have one, good for you. But the reliability of Social Security benefits, that's also becoming increasingly uncertain. And so here's the deal. There's a huge burden on us financially to have a successful retirement, okay, ourselves, individually. So, Andrew, as a financial advisor, tell us what you see are some of the greatest risks that threaten financial security in retirement.
Well, the first one is increased life expectancy. You wouldn't think that that's a problem, but it actually can be financially. And even if you have a pension and Social Security, remember that your spouse is oftentimes not going to get 100% of what you have because they're going to either lose one Social Security check, of course, but they're also going to have to get half your pension, maybe a percentage of your pension. So increased life expectancy for you and your spouse, it could actually be a threat to your retirement. And then market volatility, inflation, rise in taxes, rise in healthcare costs. I mean, all of those things can really affect your retirement and the ability not only to retire, but to stay retired.
Okay. Yeah, very good. So you've outlined a lot of challenges that retirees face. We do a lot of our shows about these very things. But in your experience of all of these, which issue do you think that most retirees struggle with?
Yeah, I think we all think that we're not going to live that long. We think we've lived very dangerous, risky lives. I know I didn't, for some reason, think that I was going to live this long. Well, Here I am.
Yeah.
I just have a lot less hair after finally reaching this age.
What do you mean?
And
you
so
shave it. You shave it.
I do. But on average, men who reach age 65 can expect to live until 84, Lou-Ann.
Wow.
While women who expect to live until nearly 87. So if you reach 65, you've come through a lot of things that could have happened. Maybe a heart attack, maybe cancer, and you've already made it through that or never have had it. And so if you reach 65, you have a longer life expectancy, obviously, than someone that's born today. So living longer is a very serious situation because it increases the impact of other risks like inflation, taxes, market volatility, and healthcare. Because the longer you live, the higher you're going to see prices. Lou-Ann, we talked about this off air, that right now strawberries, if you go back 20 years ago, in 2004, they were 48 cents, 43 cents a pound, but they're now $3.40 a pound. That means you saw prices of strawberries double in a 20-year period. And so I've seen that over my life, how prices can go up that drastically. And then next is the longer you live, the more chances you're going to have some healthcare situations pop up for you and your spouse. And a lot of times people talk about, they talk a big game, how they're going to walk off into the woods, or I've heard some crazy things that they want a Viking funeral. And that sounds great and all. But at the end of the day, you probably will get to a point where you don't want to let your spouse go. You're going to take care of them because you love them that much. And so we need to plan for those things and not stick our head in the sand like an ostrich.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's really tough, I mean, we don't know how long we're going to live, but yet we have to plan for a long retirement, just in case we do.
It's like preparing for a marathon.
Yeah.
And someone hands you one of those goops that gives you the calories, and someone hands you an apple and a water, and they say, yeah, just keep on running, and we don't know how long you'll be running for. And you're like, okay, thanks for the inspiration. And that's like retirement. You don't know how long you'll be running this race.
Right. I want to bring up the fact that we also need to plan for just one of us being left. I have to say, two of my best friends, Andrew, we are 65. Two of my best friends have lost their husbands here in the last year or so. So, so there is going to be, we know that surviving, there's going to be one after somebody leaves, and they're hit the hardest, aren't they?
Absolutely. I mean, many times we don't estimate properly what happens when our spouse passes with our income, with our investments, and also taxes, Luann. Remember that in this country, when you pass away, leaving your widow spouse, they actually could pay more taxes in this country. We make widows pay more because their brackets got cut in half. Oh. And so now they have an IRA that now they've reached RMD age. They're taking that money out as a single person, paying more taxes. And it's a real shame because now they're going to have to potentially live on what's left after taking care of a loved one in a nursing home and assisted living. So healthcare costs have eroded some of their investments, and maybe they didn't manage the investments their entire life, and they're thrusted upon this exercise of trying to manage the investments, pay bills, because oftentimes we split the tasks as a married couple. And so many families, when they're left with, I've never managed money well, they go start interviewing financial advisors at that time, and it's luck of the draw. Maybe they meet the Wolf of Wall Street when they should have met the better financial advisor, but the spouse and them couldn't do it as a team because one of them was a do-it-yourselfer the whole time. And so that's what I've refused to do. Like, I manage the investments for me and my wife, but she understands that she has a binder that has our legal documents, our tax documents, our financial documents, all in one binder. And if something happens to me, she doesn't have a financial guy. She doesn't have a financial gal. She doesn't have a financial advisor. She has a financial team at Swan Capital.
I love that. All right. And today we are inviting you to give us a call because if you have questions about what we're discussing right now, anything regarding retirement, this is what Andrew and our team do at Swan Capital. Okay. They want to help you feel confident that your retirement nest egg is set up strategically for a long and flourishing retirement. Here's the phone number. Call or text Swan to 800-848-8768. Okay, call or text Swan, 800-848-8768. It's a complimentary appointment to get in and see them, and they will take you through what they call the Swan Sleep Study. Real quick, explain that. It's an acronym.
Yeah, it is. It is. So sleep well at night is our goal for every family. I just don't like birds. Bird watching is great in retirement. It's not what I personally do, but I do want to help families sleep well at night. And so a sleep study is basically a report card that you don't want to hide from your parents. We're going to look at asset protection. We're going to look at income planning. We're going to look at tax planning, estate planning, all the different parts that represent a financial plan. Because we found that a lot of people, they got statements, they have portfolios, but if you were to go down the street and do interviews down the street, most people, they have statements, but they don't have a financial plan. So we're going to make sure that you have straight A's going into retirement of all the components of a financial plan, and we'll give you a grade and tell you the good things that you're doing, but also the room for improvement. And it's complimentary. You can take our information and tell your advisor how to do their job. You can look it up on Google and fix it yourself, or you can hire us, and that's obviously what we hope, but that's not obviously a commitment. So if you can give us a call at 1-800-848-8768, we will prepare that sleep study for you. So again, that's 1-800-848-8768.
And remember, the website too is swan-capital.com. You can head there and find out yourself how awesome Andrew and the team are at Swan Capital, because I work with them all the time. Okay.